Hello and welcome to the first video in the For Honor Bootcamp series that I'll be doing. My name is Kaze. This first video will cover the basics of most fighting games and how they apply to For Honor. Four major topics I want to cover that will be covered in this video are zoning and spacing, matchups, reads and adapting, and true combos. I feel like each of these four are core fundamental concepts to any fighter, and then it's not too much different here in For Honor. The first set of concepts I mentioned are zoning and spacing. These two concepts are grouped because they're reciprocal. Zoning is the concept of using your attacks and presence to coax your opponent into doing something or moving somewhere that you want them to go. And zoning is key when it comes to controlling the pace of a match. Without a solid zoning game, you'll find opponents make short work of you. On the other side of the same coin is spacing. Spacing is the concept of placing the appropriate distance between you and your opponent so that your attacks and abilities have the greatest effect possible while minimizing what your opponent is capable of. I like to think of zoning as offensive planning, where spacing is more defensive planning. You could also say that zoning is using your attacks and abilities to control the fight, while spacing is more using your location for the same purpose. A good spacing game will allow you to land blows on your opponent quickly without taking too much damage. The second concept covered here is matchups. Matchups are how your character's strengths and weaknesses match up against your opponent's strengths and weaknesses. While this may seem like a basic concept now that I've explained it, there is a bit more to it. It's not just a general idea of certain characters being better against others, it's knowing which abilities and tactics work and which won't when it comes to certain matchups. Furthermore, just because you feel like your character is weak to another, it may just be user error, meaning that yes, you need to get better at the game before you can make that call. The best thing you can do if you feel that one character is dominating you consistently is to play that character and learn their weaknesses, or at least a way to negate their strengths. As an example, I'm going against a Shugoki as a Warlord. Warlords typically have problems against Shugoki because Shugoki cannot be bumped around quite as much as other characters, where Warlord benefits from being able to guard break or shove other opponents. As you can see, all I have to do is give the Shugoki a lot of leeway, and from there I can get him tired and even shove him off the bridge. The third concept is reads and adapting to your opponent. A read is when you accurately predict what your opponent is going to do next and acting accordingly. Note the use of the word accurately. The only way to make an accurate prediction is to know what your opponent's moveset is and see how they utilize it. From there, you have to adapt to their playstyle to counter it, hence adapting to your opponent. Does your opponent have a defined rotation of moves that you can exploit? Maybe they like attacking from the same spot. It's important to figure out some pattern to their attacks and use that to make an opening for yourself. Just don't become predictable in the process. Make sure that you are mixing up your attacks in a healthy manner and not relying too much on one ability. The last concept we'll be covering is the concept of true combos. True combos are combos that are guaranteed to work. It's important to understand this concept because it will allow you to quickly rack up damage on your opponent for free if you know another hit that will be guaranteed to work. This may also frustrate your opponent into trying to counter whatever combo you do, but because it's a true combo, it won't work. They won't be able to counter anything. True combos are also not necessarily laid out for you in the moveset. One example of a true combo that I found that wasn't explicitly mentioned in the move list is the Warlord Parry Shield Heavy combo. If timed and spaced right, this move is guaranteed to land. Another one I've found is the Orochi Storm Rush to double overhead slash. This one also has to be timed just right, as many true combos do. If you have a character that you want to expand on, it's important to experiment with their moveset and see which combos are true combos. Well, that's going to wrap up this first video. In the next video, we'll be covering important fundamentals and how to use them to your advantage. Be sure to keep an eye out for future videos by hitting the subscribe button on YouTube or the follow button on Twitch. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter as well, @SirKazeTwitch, and I will be sure to see you guys next time. Thank you for watching.